Hey, welcome back to Moomba. In this video, I want to show you how to add a contact page to a static website. Now, and for those that don't know, a static website is basically a terminology that AWS uses for hosting a website in S3, which is their simple storage service. And it's basically a way or a service that allows you to store objects in what they call buckets. This bucket is just a container. So my website is just a collection of HTML files, basically, with some CSS, but sprinkled in, but that's all it really is. And that limits what you can do because basically the client, the user can only interact with the page by reading information. You can do some things on the page, dynamic things like scrolling up and down the page, but through animation, I should say. But that's really basic. Everything's happening on the client. There's no interaction with the server, which gives you a lot more power. You could add more features to your site. Anyway, what I'm going to show you can be done with standard web technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So here is some of the code from the main page of my website, and highlighted is the H reference to the new page that I'm going to create, the contact page. So you can see it's just a standard navigation link, and you can use any tool that can edit text files. I'm using Visual Studio Code for my editor. Okay, so this is basically what I'm going to build. It's a simple form that collects the user's first name, last name, email address, and then a message, and has a button where you click, and when you click that button, it'll send the message. This is what the code for my form looks like. So you can see where I've highlighted the inputs for the first name, last name, the email address, and the email message. And at the bottom, you can see a button, and inside the definition for the button, you see the on click equals. That's basically an event that will call or trigger the call API method that's on this page, and that's a JavaScript method. And so what's happening here is when the user clicks the button, the first name, the value of the first name, last name, email address, and email message will be sent to the JavaScript method. Here is the call API method, and it's just code that's on the bottom of the page. It could be in a separate file, but I haven't done that. I'm trying to keep things simple. So what happens here is that when this method is called, the 4 parameters, first name, last name, email address, and email message, are sent to this method. And the first 2 lines within this method are alert functions. So the first one, basically a JavaScript alert, just shows a little window, a little pop-up window, and it's typically used to test. It can display information, so it can be one of the use cases is to test that you received input, that you've received some information within a function. And I say function method, I use those terms interchangeably, but basically, technically, this is a JavaScript function. So the first alert shows the user's information, like whatever they provided on the form. So it'll say message from, and then display the information that was received in this function. And the second alert shows the actual message that is to be sent. And the text below it, it's in green. It's commented. You can ignore that for now. So this is what the form should look like after the user has completed it. And then when they click the send button, you should see a response that says message from, and then it'll show the first name, last name, and then email address. Click the OK button, and then it'll show another pop-up alert that shows the message, "Hi, what are your prices?" So that's all I wanted to show you in this video. In the next video, we're going to look at the Lambda function, which I hope to integrate with this page to receive this information from the JavaScript function and do something with it. And what I hope to do with it is to send an email.